your first question is related to this, because we were talking about all the conventions with regard to social and economic rights and so on. But in fact, Burma, which is one of the first countries to sign the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, is not yet adhering to it. Not only that, we have failed to disseminate it widely throughout the country, although Burma agreed to this when they discussed this matter with the United Nations way back in the 1990s. And yet there has been no wide dissemination of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So people in general do not even know what these rights are. We have tried to do whatever we can. We even gave one distance education course, a correspondence course in human rights, that we may be able to teach our people what their rights should be. Now, certainly, the present laws of Burma do not safeguard our basic rights, and this is why we talk about the rule of law. With regard to the rights of the ethnic minorities, when we were campaigning for the by-elections, we said that the main plank of our political platform was rule of law, and then an end to ethnic conflict, and then amendments to the Constitution. There were those who questioned this. There were those who said, why didn't you put an end to ethnic conflict first? And we explained that without rule of law, we cannot put an end to ethnic conflict, because we have to have rule of law is a matter of both substance and procedure. The substance has to be right. That is to say, when we're talking about the rights of citizens, these should be incorporated in the right kind of laws. And then these laws have to be implemented. It's no use just having beautiful laws on paper if we do not have the mechanism with which to implement them. And the mechanism involves just and clean courts, but it also involves a clean and efficient police force and the right of lawyers to practice freely. So rule of law implies the strengthening of many democratic institutions. So this is why we think that rule of law is the best way of defending the interests of all the people. I'm sorry, you had a second question.
No, it's just your views and the NLD on the pace of reform.
The pace of reform. Well, reform can never be too quick for us, never too fast. And at the moment, we think that the reform measures need to be considered more deeply. I don't think we can just look at the surface. And I frankly do not think they're yet adequate. There is too much emphasis on simply passing laws, but not about the mechanism for making certain that these laws are enforced. And also, the legislative process is not transparent enough, which means that laws are enacted and nobody really knows what's in them until they are official. And then, of course, it's too late to change them without going through the whole amendment process all over again.